Bayern Munich over MAZRAOui. He is a Manchester United player. According to sources, a £21 million... Hang on a minute, 21 million? Didn't West Ham agree 16 million 2 days ago? What's happened there? Oh no, here comes United tax again. Getting into the full story on what's happened with that. Bruno Fernandes, new contract. What's happening with Euro and Højlund. Updates on the injury front on that side of things as well. Alongside MAZRAOui, obviously United needed to sell a player. From the same source, Santi Ora, we're hearing that West Ham are in agreement with Unrivalled Wan Bissaka's fee for Manchester United. And it's now down to personal terms. Here we go with quite a lot of news and a big update from Manchester United regarding the old right-back situation. Amongst everything else that I've just opened up with, please give the video a like, guys. We are live every single day, 3 videos a day. Make sure you give the video a like. Subscribe to Forever United TV for all of your updates for Manchester United news. We've got you covered, even like I am now on a short break. Still bringing you the news, guys. Let's get into everything that is going on with Manchester United right now. Get your comments in as well, guys. I want to know what you think about all of this. Waiting for updates. We thought it might come tomorrow. A bit of news has come tonight, which we're not turning away. Like, we appreciate news. We like news. We are starved of it, really, at the moment, considering what we've had all summer so far. And, like, we are looking forward to actually seeing what Manchester United can do and what else we can do in this window. But the big news today has come from our man Santi Ora again. He broke the news in the last hour regarding MAZRAOui and the deal with Manchester United. Obviously, after it broke down with West Ham, it was told, and everyone knew, that Manchester United were straight in talks with Bayern Munich for MAZRAOui services. And the report reads this: Manchester United have today reached a verbal agreement with Bayern Munich to sign MAZRAOui for around 21 million. Like, there we go again. Like I said, like, I need to figure out why this is 21 million all of a sudden. I'll carry on reading for a second. The only thing missing is an agreement on personal terms between West Ham and Unrivalled Wan Bissaka. To go into the detail on that one, he also says as well, alongside that, in a separate story, West Ham have reached an agreement with Manchester United to sign Unrivalled Wan Bissaka. Only agreement missing, and West Ham's salary offer should convince him to join. So the only thing missing at the moment for all of this to happen, the double deal to go through, MAZRAOui United, West Ham taking Wan Bissaka, is personal terms between West Ham and Unrivalled Wan Bissaka. That's it, and it is done and dusted. Deal done. Here we go. Whatever you want to call it, whichever person is going to break the news first, it will happen. Apparently, according to Santi Ora, who has been a foot of a lot of Manchester United's news this summer. Read into it what you want. It's a deal that we knew was coming, and we knew obviously after West Ham's deal with MAZRAOui breaking down that United were always going to come back in for him. It's just West Ham were trying to steal a match. We talked about the agent talking into Bayern Munich of MAZRAOUI's and the Licht's agents putting pressure on Bayern Munich to make this happen. I just don't understand what the 21 million is. Like, honestly, it seems weird to me that Manchester United all of a sudden are looking at 21 million for a player that was agreed to be going for 16 literally 3 days ago. The only reason it broke down was because of the agent's fee. So why is it 21 million for Manchester United and 16 million for West Ham United? Is that big boys tax again, and what's happening there? Tom Porter, thank you for the donated membership as well in the chat. Rosie82 has taken that. Welcome to the members club, Rosie. Thank you, Tom. Love that. Keep them coming in and keep your comments coming in, because I'm going to come to you guys soon in the live chat to find out what you think about this. First of all, like, where is that fee come from? Why is it so inflated? Is this Manchester United again working on a basis of installments like it was with Joshua Zirkzee? Although with Joshua Zirkzee, it wasn't a big fee compared to what the original one was, i.e. it was around about 40 million and then it went up a little bit. This has gone up by nearly 6 million. So is this a case of Manchester United have offered instalment payments to Bayern Munich for MAZRAOui, and it's easier for them to pay these fees, instalments for MAZRAOui? Have Bayern Munich agreed to that simply because they know they're probably getting, what, 2 years worth of instalments worth about, what, 10 million a piece, just over 10 million each year? Is that how it works better for Bayern Munich? They were only wanting, what, 15 million for the guy? So why are United offering 6 million more? It makes zero sense, unless, of course, there is the other side of this, that West Ham did agree a fee, but let's not forget the agreement fell down with Pimenta, who is obviously MAZRAOUI's agent. Was this a case, and you think back to the Joshua Zirkzee deal, AC Milan had agreed a deal with Bologna, but it wasn't agreed with the agent. Was the agent fee what is bumping up this price right now? Was that the stumbling block for West Ham? And in fact, it wasn't such a cheap deal. Maybe it was more towards the €20 million mark. Or it is £20 million or 20 million euros. It says pounds, it might be less. I'm hoping it's 20 million euros and we're not paying that much, but that would be quite a substantial agent's fee on top of that again. And it's Manchester United, like we've said all along, working alongside these agents. I'm willing to pay these agents' fees. And that's the only reason I think we're getting ahead of certain clubs, because every single player that we're buying literally has had agreements near enough in place with other clubs, and we've just come in and stole the player away. It seems to be exactly the same with Mazraoui and this deal right now, but still, it's Manchester United desperately needing another defender through the door and doing whatever it takes to get him in. It seems a lot for someone who isn't going to be first team to me. I'm happy that we're actually bringing in cover and we're bringing in another player because it is needed. Proof is in the pudding is in the eating, as we say, and that is that Manchester United had one pre-season friendly in America and lost two of their first team players through injury last night. So, yeah, cover is important. Should we be paying this much for just cover, though? That's the question that we're asking in this one. Creeping up to the 100 like marks, nearly 7 minutes into the video. You guys are doing a great job. Keep them likes coming in. Thank you. Creeping up to 750 in the room of us right now. Keep them likes and share the video as well, guys. Get your comments in because I'm coming to them comments right now. We promised you an interactive show. We have been doing quick fire shows while I've been away as well. So I want to make sure that you guys get your say as well. So get your comments in now. 21 million like Xerxes deal, an installment fee makes sense, says Macmillan YouTube. It's just us swapping out a backup for a backup. I know what you're saying, Art 212. It doesn't seem like the flamboyant signing that everyone's going to get excited about. It's not going to float many boats, let's be honest, is it? But these deals are probably just as important when it comes to a long season as the big marquee signings, you could say, or the well talked about deals that we are doing. We do need cover. It's important to remember that every signing is important for what they bring, and it is quality backup. And another player that probably isn't as restricted in a lot of what he does, like Wan Bissaka is. No disrespect to him. He's a brilliant defender, but going forward, this is why I think Ten Hag is pushing towards Mazraoui. We've already talked over why he wants him. He's worked with him before. He's half Dutch. And I think he understands his system a lot better than what Wan Bissaka does. And we know that Wan Bissaka has struggled offensively most of his time at Manchester United, not just under Ten Hag, under Solskjaer as well, and Ranić. It wasn't easy for him. It comes a lot easier to other defenders and fullbacks, and I think Mazraoui fits into that category. So you got from one in Dalot, in being comfortable going forward, to another one in Mazraoui. Also, if Dalot isn't available, we've got that there as back. And you know what? It just helps the squad rotation going through, so I can see why. Is it pounds or euros, says Stu? Still trying to find out. It does say pounds at the moment, which is a bit disappointing. I was hoping it's going to be euros, so that price came down a bit, and it didn't look like we was paying United tax. But well, just through talking about it on this video alone right now, I feel like we are looking at the agent's fee in this more than anything else. I think that's what we're looking at. Martin says, it doesn't state which currency, nor if it's add-ons or not. Thoughts? Someone's checking it out for us there. Appreciate that, Martin. Super chat in from Gira. Is that? I think, hopefully I've said that right. Thank you very much for that. Mazraoui could start games 100%. He could, but will he? Dalot is obviously flavour of the month and Ten Hag's favourite. He has, let's say, been Manchester United's most improved player. If you're going to drop Dalot down, then that's a big statement. And we've been asking Ten Hag to make big statements and make the big calls. That would be one for me, because Dalot definitely starts after all the improvement that he's had. It would be weird that you've gone 2 years into making Dalot a better player and then dropping him for someone else who you've worked with a few years ago. Doesn't seem right, but pressure's on Ten Hag. He needs to bring results, so maybe this is what's going through his head. He needs quicker results. I just think it'll be a rotational thing, to be honest. Director of football, he can also play left back and might push Dalot for first team place at times. Yeah, Jude says Bissaka is useless. Okay, Mazraoui is more useless. Okay, again, so much for new structure. That's a guy there who I think doesn't like Ineos, and no matter what we do, Be honest, mate. Come back with another comment. Nothing's really going to impress you until we're picking up trophies, maybe. We'll see. Do come back with another comment, please, on that one, because I do think that Wan Bissaka needed to be moved on. I thought he was one of them players that Manchester United could have used to get another play through. I just didn't think it was going to be another right back, but this is where we're at right now. He was limited, I agree with that. Not completely useless, I disagree with that. Sim, Big Jim, Condos gets... Condos, he's got back of the class. Not sure what you're meaning by that one, mate. Maybe a typo, or just need to restructure that sentence there. Any updates on Euro injury? We are going to get into the Euro injury. There is some little updates sneaking out here and there with that one as well. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the breaking news, which was the possibility of bringing MAZRAOui in now, and terms being agreed, along with Aaron Wan-Bissaka waiting to agree terms with West Ham personally, because apparently West Ham and United are in agreement now. This is all according to Sancho, who has put this out on X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And is quite reputable as well. So has been on quite a lot of Manchester United stuff this summer. That's where the source has come. I mean, to be fair, we knew this was coming. So we're just talking about someone actually putting their name to it being close. We heard that advanced talks were going on yesterday, and that was getting closer. The deal was getting closer and closer. So I think this is probably the next stage right now. Just getting through a few more of your... Adam, we just want a player who will stay fit. Please check his injury record, says Jason. Yep. Honestly, you could get the fittest player on the planet and I'd still be worried when he puts the United shirt on. I would. Ineos have done more in 6 months than the Glazers have done in 20 years, says Nick. Nick, completely agree. I think I said exactly the same thing earlier on the midday video. By the way, guys, make sure you check out the midday video as well. A lot of info on where we're at with Christian Eriksen and his departure from Manchester United as well. Over 150 likes. Thank you, guys. 200 is the next target. We want 600 on this video by the time it's finished. So hopefully we can get to the halfway mark while we're actually live. Still going through some of your comments on this, and then we're going to move on. Do you think Xerxes might join for Liverpool pre-game? I don't think so. I don't think he'd rush him in. There isn't a lot of first-team players. I think, what did he take? I think he took... How many players was it now? I think he only took 19 players or something like that. I think it was, if I'm right. And about 7 of them were academy players. So not a lot have gone on the US tour, interestingly. But yeah, let's just look at... Let's look at the positives of the players that are on tour, not try and rush everyone in just because we've got a couple of injuries. I think, obviously, who have we got there? It's a shame, really, for Hugo not to go on the tour. He was due to go on the tour. He probably would have got more game time now as well. But, yeah, the result... Actually, I'll get into the actual talk of the injuries right now, because it's come from the Times, and Chris Hurst has been talking regarding the injuries to Euro and to... Highland as well, sorry. He said that Highland's injury isn't as bad as Euro's. We're hearing is a possible muscle injury for Euro now, which United are scared might actually keep him out for about 8 weeks. Now, that is not a definite, that's not a dead cert, but that's the latest sneaking out, and that's come from the Times saying it could actually be a muscle injury. I don't see it being a muscle injury. Everything just steered towards an ankle, a sprain or something like that. And it's a case of, like, what the hell? Seriously, like, how do you go from an impact injury like that and it looking like ankle ligaments to actually being a muscle injury? It just makes no sense. But when I'm no expert, it's just look with a hobbling player like that. For me, it looked more like an impact, a muscle one, but we'll see how it comes about and what happens. But it just looked like a sprain to me. So where the muscle comes in, I don't know whether that sprain affected one of the muscles on that part of the ankle, lower calf or something like that. Maybe that's where we're at with it, and it was a little bit worse than what we thought. But yeah, there's a few people saying maybe 1 to 2 months for Euro, which would be a massive disaster for him. Not so much United, and I'm not going... It's I'm not going down the road of like, do you know what? Like, this is a nightmare start to the season. There's still enough there at Manchester United. Let's not forget, we could still buy another centre back in the next couple of weeks. We've still got Martinez. We've still got Johnny Evans. We've got Maguire. I'm happy if Johnny Evans starts the season. He's done us proud while he played last season. I'm happy if Maguire comes back in. He was playing well towards the back end of last season. I do want Lindelof gone. He's the one that will go for me and the one that I want to go above everybody else. But still, it's disappointing for Euro. Rasmus Højlund may not be available for the next game. That was the word coming out from Paul Hurst from the Times as well regarding what's happening while on tour. It was precautionary. He was walking, as we've seen earlier on today from the footage after the game in the mix zone. Rasmus Højlund was walking freely on his own. So maybe it was him feeling his hamstring a little bit, but maybe he's just taken himself out of the way and made sure basically to make it worse. I don't know how much of that gut busting run that he scored the goal with was affecting it, because it didn't come too long after that. And like I said, his first game back in the pre-season, and then it goes 13 minutes in. It's disappointing, but he definitely won't be available for the next game against Real Betis in San Diego. That's what we're hearing from that side of things. So we'll see how that develops and what happens with Rasmus Højlund, if he makes the Liverpool game or not. Hopefully he's fit. If there's any sort of precaution needed, or if there's anything there that looks like he's going to go make it worse at any point, just rest him out for the rest of the tour. Send him back. We need him fit, worst case, for this Fulham game. So let's just make sure that it's okay. I don't think United will be rushing anyone back unneeded, unnecessarily. Wheatley gets another chance. I forgot about mentioning Wheatley. I think someone in the chat just did say, let's not forget about Wheatley as well, because he is out on tour, so he'll get another chance to show what he's all about, which is good again. So yeah, silver linings again, guys. Like, yeah, precautionary, looking after his body, no problem. Felt something in his hamstring, took himself away, signalled the bench. We're hearing that he may not be available for the game against Betis. No real drama. We've got there before it got worse. So look at it on a positive. Yes, he misses one game in pre-season, but he could be back for the next two against Liverpool and City. That's good. The Euro one, I'll wait for more confirmation on that one before I start going in more. But the first words and the first noises coming out about Euro's injury are all about him needing a little bit more time out, and it's not brilliant news. So yeah, let's just wait it out and see with that one. But yeah, let's get into the chat again on this one. Let me see what you guys are saying regarding the injuries. Get your comments in as well, guys, please. We're getting into your part on the show again now with this. Rashi down the middle again says mash up. No, don't forget we've got Wheatley, mate. We've got Wheatley. Are you crazy? I only trust Evan, as in Evans. Is that mean? Yeah, it probably means Evans. Maguire is garbage, says Coretta. Sorry. I thought Maguire was all right. Like, we'll do for the Fulham game, surely. People were talking last night about that high line that United were playing. We were playing a very, very high line against Arsenal last night. And is Maguire good enough for that? And Anna needs to play a key role in that high line. He definitely does. Wonder if COVID jabs are having an effect on players. Way too many get injured nowadays. Way too many United players. Not many of other people. Let me just see what else we've got in. Other comments. Just see. Can we talk Mazraoui injury issues? No, please. I don't want to talk about injuries. I'd rather just talk about what's actually good. United are buying a backup right back. If you're just coming in, the update on the news and what's happened is Mazraoui apparently has agreed personal terms with United already. Bayern Munich and Manchester United have also agreed a fee now for Mazraoui. It looks like it's going to be a higher fee, possibly with instalments, again, very similar to Xerxes, or, as we don't know the full details yet, it could be that that agent fee and that agent cock-up that West Ham had is actually a bit of a fee on top of the original transfer, which is why, for some reason, United are paying 21 million, where West Ham was more around about 15. So, yeah, interesting to see how this develops now. A couple of super chats to get through. One from Alex. It says, now Bayern's new centre-back has broke his foot. I was going to talk about this. This came out, yes. Do you think here this makes us not likely to get the Ligt? Now we are definitely, we definitely need another centre-back. Maguire is awful. I'll talk about that in a second. And Canna Dave says, also with a super chat, trust you bring great news, Adam. Yeah, it is great news, isn't it? We've got young kids playing for us right now that deserve a chance, and they're getting one. No, it isn't great with the injuries, I know. And we all pray that the injuries don't come back and affect us again into the new season. But honestly, I still don't want to use it as an excuse. You know what I'm like. You know what I said last season. I don't want to. Other injury news, and it was just brought up in the other chat, super chat there, is that Bayern Munich's new centre-back, I can't remember his name, Into or something like that, has broke his foot in a friendly today. So Bayern Munich need another centre-back. They're still in for Tar and pushing for Tar. So you could look at this from two sides. Does that hamper Manchester United's chances of bringing in Matthijs de Ligt? Or does that push Bayern to getting rid of Matthijs de Ligt because they want Tar? Do they need to buy two centre-backs? If Matthijs de Ligt has made it clear he wants to go, would you say that this pushes Bayern Munich to try and sell him so they can bring two in? Is it now desperate stages for Bayern Munich, now that they are one centre-back down and one who doesn't want to play anymore and wants out? I don't know where it is. Do they try and convince Matthijs de Ligt to stay? He's under contract, so he's obliged to stay, and he will have to if Bayern Munich say he's not for sale anymore. There's nothing more that de Ligt can do. There's nothing more that Manchester United can do. If Bayern say, look, we're in a position now where we need to keep de Ligt at the club because our new signings broke his foot, then we have to move on very, very quickly because our eggs were firmly in the de Ligt basket. I'm sure it was Romano who broke that news earlier on as well. I'm sure this will develop and we'll get more information. Obviously, Bayern will be right around that boardroom table right now discussing where they go from here, what angle they take on the transfer window. Do they, like we said, convince de Ligt to stay? Do they go out and buy two centre-backs? Is one all right? We know that they're in for Tar from Bayer Leverkusen. Or does it actually push forward the transfer of Matthijs de Ligt? Do they actually go, you know what, we need to move this quickly, and the price drops a little bit and benefits Manchester United? We don't know. We don't know. Over 950 in the room, guys, and 300 likes on the video. Smashing it. Thank you so much, everybody. Keep them likes coming in. Keep them comments coming in. And let's get into some more of them, actually. Casemiro is a headless chicken in our midfield. Disrupts our setup. I'm done with him. That's a bit harsh, Cafe, is it not? Prashant says, didn't Havertz and Bruno exit at the same stage of the Euros? Havertz is already starting with Arsenal in pre-season. I'm happy Bruno and Allo are resting Modo. Honestly, I'm with you on that one. I think they did go out at the same stage, but if they want to give Bruno more rest, because he plays more games than anybody in any season, let's be honest. And Dalot has played shed loads of games as well. So let's just look at actually giving them players a bit of a break. They need it. And Ten Hag is all about this summer giving the players as much recovery time as possible. I would not be bothered if Bruno didn't play one pre-season game and he was fully rested for about 3 or 4 weeks. I think he deserves it. I think he needs it. Another super chat from Alex. Thank you, Alex. I think Rudi's there for 2 reasons. One, to coach Rasmus and Xerxes, but if things go sour for Ten Hag, then Rude is there to step straight away. He was, you see that picture of him sat on the sidelines. Someone did a video of Ruud van Nistelrooy just looking around at like the injuries and like players dropping like flies. It was like 2 in 15 minutes. It's like, welcome to United, Ruud. This happens every single bleeding week. It's like that. It's like, how are you supposed to coach this when they're all bleeding dropping? It's impossible with United sometimes. It is. Just let them rest after what happened yesterday. Yep. Mazraoui as second choice makes sense. Hopefully can push Dalot, but he is injury prone, to be honest. So as backup, I'm okay with the signing. Look, like, people always, that was from David. Thank you, David. People always have a go at me for digging out Ten Hag about the excuses of injuries and stuff like that. Look, this is a Ten Hag signing. Anyone who tries to convince me that Ten Hag is not all in for Matthijs de Ligt, is not all in for Mazraoui and pushing Ineos to get Mazraoui through the door, they will look at the injury records. Like, Ten Hag cannot moan about injuries. If the players that he is bringing in, the ones that we know have got in records, start collapsing next season and letting him down. Those were his signings. He knew the records of these players. He knew what was there previously. So it's on him if these players do end up getting injured a lot. Maybe Manchester United's medical staff and everything like that and all the new structure that's been put in place will get ahead of this from the get-go and make sure that we use these players sparingly. Maybe extra coaches coming in and a fresh outlook for Ten Hag is that maybe someone tells him on a training ground, look, we need to rest these players this week. Performances are down in training. You can see lethargicness coming into the play. Like, let's not risk these players. Someone just needs to be there to help him. And I think it's right that we've got fresh faces in. And by the way, it's right that we've got coaches that are different than what we had before. Because let's not forget, a lot of them have been at United a long time. The goalkeeping coach, a set-piece coach, they're all through Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a lot of them as well. So, yeah, looking at that, I would definitely look at it as a positive anyway. I'm just double checking through other news. We have got some Bruno updates to come as well for you guys. So I'm going to get into them shortly as well. Just bear with me a second. Double checking. We do have a Jadon Sancho update as well. It's just come in the last minute, which I just needed to go through. Which is PSG have reached an agreement in principle with Jadon Sancho. However, it is not their priority option and they favour other players. Manchester United want 60 million euros for Sancho. That's come from Sports Zone, the reporting on that one there. So there are a few little rumours going around Jadon Sancho right now, but PSG are basically agreeing with players, getting players on side. I didn't think Jadon Sancho would be first choice of Desiree Doué. I know there's another bid gone in for him as well. So looking at that, could that be where they end up going, where they end up pushing? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But Jadon Sancho, apparently, according to reports, has agreed personal terms with PSG. So we'll see if that develops. I don't know if there is anything in that, if there's any truth in it, but we'll see if anyone else starts talking about it while we're live. And if anything is more serious about it, we will go live again, of course. Because here on FUTV, we are live all the time, no matter where we are. We are a bit earlier tonight simply because it is our last night here and we have pre-booked tables. So, yeah, we are a bit earlier on the show tonight, guys. And I appreciate you all joining us a little bit earlier on your Sunday afternoon. I'm enjoying the comments coming in as well at the moment, guys. You're making a lot of sense and there's some real contrasting opinions with everything going on. Anthony at the bottom says, Anthony got on my nerves when he cuts in on his left this morning. He's a one-trick pony and so easy to read. Need more to your game to be a success at Manchester United. Sim also says, it doesn't matter if you rest these bums or train them hard. They fail at the first opportunity. Sim is not a happy chapper, it would seem. No, on the Anthony one, yes. Again, like, you cannot keep doing the same thing. But he's going to keep doing the same thing as long as Ten Hag keeps putting him in the side. Play him on the left. Do something different with him, Eric. That's what you've got to do. If he's not going to do it on the pitch, then I'm sorry, you have to change it up. Or admit that you've bought a player in that just is not good enough. You have to find a way to make it work for him. It isn't going to work for him on the right-hand side. He's behind, for me, the pecking order, behind Palestra, who he's wanted out of Manchester United. The only reason Anthony is still at Manchester United is because he's on stupid money. We paid a fortune for him and we're trying to salvage something out of him to make it look like we actually did buy a half-decent player at least. He is not going to make it because he's not going to get a consistent spell in the team. There's too many players in front of him. So, yeah, we're stuck. We're stuck with a big wage because, like we've discussed before with Anthony, nobody wants him. He's too expensive. And that is a major problem with a lot of Manchester United players. Jadon Sancho, if he goes, I think we've got to look at the outs that we've managed to get out this season, this pre-season, and go, we've actually done not too bad. Greenwood, Sancho, Donny van der Beek, obviously Brandon Williams. There's a good core there of what you would say is deadwood players that are offering nothing to Manchester United leaving. in one summer transfer window. So we do get Sancho done. I think we can all say that, you know what, for the first pre-season, Ineos haven't done bad in getting rid of some serious headaches in that dressing room and problems that we've not been able to get the best out of. They've not done bad at all, I'll say that. Anthony Williams, disgusting. He should be busting blood vessels to get back. I'm sorry, mate. I've jumped the gun on that one. Who do you mean by that? I don't know if you're having a conversation with someone else. Flip says, Anthony is obsessed with taking a weak curling shot that leads to nowhere. Is mad. The Muppet Show also says 60 million? Should United come down a bit? It's 60 million euros. So that's the difference from euros to pounds. That does drop down a little bit, mate, on the Sancho situation. If you're wondering, if you're just tuning in what we're talking about there is a story going around as well that PSG have agreed personal terms with Jadon Sancho, and Jadon Sancho is happy to move to PSG, but no agreement with clubs yet. And to be honest, it's a case of if they actually want him in the end. They're lining up players and getting players to agree to personal terms, but not committing to players. They're hedging the bets, aren't they? That's what they're doing. They're making sure that they've got plenty of options. We are getting close to 400 likes while live, guys. Please keep liking the video. Fantastic people. You're making a massive attempt for us there today on the like side of things. We want 600 for the whole show, so to get near 400 while we're live, and we've got a bit to go yet, guys, so keep them likes coming in. I'm loving it. Manchester United turning into terms agreed, said Cuz. Yeah, we've gone from what was it last summer? What was the term last summer? Monitoring United. What was the other one that we used to? Guys, get in the comment section. That common phrase, it was Monitoring FC. There was another couple as well. We're now turned into Terms Agreed FC, which is a bit more positive, but remind me of what the others were in the chat as well, guys. Just as we pass 1,000 people watching, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we hit 400 likes as well. Amazing. Keep it up, guys. Get them comments coming in. I need to know what it is. Come on, tell me. Monitoring FC, what was the other ones? There was more. Come on, guy. Interested FC. Yes, that was one. It was. Tom, well done, mate. Monitoring FC, Interested FC, Seduced FC, says Danish. I like it. Back to reality. Thank you, Arsenal, says Belvindo. And guys, it's in terms of yesterday, I don't even want to talk about. I talked enough about the pre-season friendly yesterday. Like, let's settle down. Some people are going way over the top with us losing to Arsenal. Nobody's talking about City losing to Celtic and Chelsea losing to Celtic. We just lost to Arsenal, who finished second, 2 points behind Manchester City. And we've got how many first-team players missing? Settle that F down. Seriously, guys, come on. I'm joking when I say that, yeah. Keeping tabs FC, that's another good one as well. Yeah, monitoring and interested, definitely were up there, weren't they? Love it. Nobody else disgusted that Luke Shaw has been sat on his ass for the season and now he's on holiday. To be honest, Andrew, I would rather him be resting out and making sure that he's not overcooked himself. God knows what happened on England camp and how much he was pushed. Obviously, United were keeping tabs with the England doctors and medical team, but still, you look at that and you go, you want to make sure yourself, don't you? So Luke Shaw could have over-pushed himself and we could have just been bringing him right in. To be honest, I don't want Luke Shaw playing on them pitches. I'd rather him come back to pre-season training at Carrington and start up there again. So I personally have not got a problem with Luke Shaw being on his holidays. We just need him right. We just need him ready for the season, and we need the best. We need the best available to us. And if that means that we have to start treating players differently individually, so be it. Not every player is the same. No one can be a Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot who don't get injuries. Every player needs their own programs, and we've heard about this from Sir David Brailsford and his setup with his sports science side of things now going on the tour. Everyone's got their own catered programs, catered meals. Everyone's conditioning is completely different. You've got different age groups, different recovery times. This is sports science. This is what running a proper football club at the top level is all about. Everyone is different, and they need to be doing more with these players. And the players need to be opening the bleeding mouths. You know what, yesterday, Rasmus Højlund, Scored a goal, first game back, didn't have a great Euros, point to prove. He's just scored a goal and he's just let them know, out of just looking after himself, let the coaching staff know that he's felt something in his leg. He could have carried on and made it 20 times worse. So credit. I know people are saying your clutch draws a bit there, Adam. Like, he's got an injury. Of course he's going to come off. Players play through injuries. You would not believe, like, they just want to be on the pitch playing football. So I'm happy that he's come off and it's not as bad looking, because if he carried on, tried to play through it, they have to start taking responsibility, these players, for their injuries. I want to move on to Bruno Fernandes, talks of a new contract. Guys, I gave you a question before. Bruno Fernandes, new contract. That is your challenge. Get into the comments, and in the comments after the live is finished on Bruno. I'm going to be putting a comment in on the comment section after this live is finished as well, guys, just to tempt you in. But Bruno Fernandes, is he worth another contract? Let me know, guys, because there are talks that Manchester United are entering negotiations with our captain over a new deal. He's on 250 grand a week. Any new deal would take him into his 30s. How much money does Bruno Fernandes deserve? What should he realistically get? Are you looking at what he's achieved at United, his performance level, consistency? Are you looking at his age and what United should be doing? This is the first big contract of a player that probably has half earned it, more than half earned it at Manchester United, that Ineos are going to have to deal with. So let me know on this one. Bruno Fernandes, guys, new contract. Are you in? Are you out? Is it right that he's getting a new deal? How much should it be? How long should the extension be? He's got 2 years left. After them first 2 years, he's going to be about 31. If you give him 2 more years on top of that, you're maxing him out at 33 tops. And then you're probably not going to be able to get anything for him past that. You're probably getting, what, 30 million for him if he gets to like his 30s, trying to sell him on there. That's maximum. And I don't know who would pay that for a player of that age anymore either. Let's get into a few more of your comments on this. By the way, Ahmad did exactly the same as Anthony did in the first half. Add some balance, please. Ahmad's goal went in, Graham. There's my balance and product. Simple as that. Like, when it goes in, it goes in. But Ahmad doesn't do it all the time. Let's not forget, in the Rangers game as well, Ahmad should have had 2 assists. But people don't pick up on that. And you were there, Graham, so you've seen them. They were bad misses from Jadon Sancho and Wheatley. So there's my balance on that question, Graham. Good to see you come back on that one as well, mate. And yeah, let's not even compare Ahmad to Anthony, because one player also has had ample opportunities, the other has not. So let's leave that one there. Well, for the amount of injuries that we had last season, it doesn't seem like players do play through injuries. They probably do and make them worse. I'm all right with injuries and resting players. These are the niggles that players get that want to play through. Ten Hag has said this in press conferences, and this is a little bit of a worry. I want him to want to play. Those were the words he used specifically with Anthony Martial and other players as well, but particularly Martial. Now, we know Martial, if he snivel, then he goes and gets a COVID jab. He thinks something's seriously wrong with him. Honestly, it's like get an MRI scan if he actually trips up over a stone or something like that, Martial. Any excuse not to play, it would seem. Some players are different. Like I said before, the conditioning of some players, some players mentally want to be 100% before they play. Some will play through injuries. Some will take that painkilling injection. Some will have a bit of a dead leg and play through it. But some will not open the bleeding mouths. And does that power need to be taken away from them? Do we need to be conditioning these players and checking on them constantly in training before we get to a game week? All of this needs to be looked at and obviously operated differently at Manchester United now, because it has been a downside to a lot of the football that we have been playing. Guys, can we get to 500 likes before the end of the show? We've only got a few minutes left and we're at 461 as I can see. Have we got another 39 likes in us right now? We're well over 9,500 in the room with us, so please do give the video a like, guys. I haven't seen many going in on Bruno. Maybe we'll wait for the Bruno stuff afterwards. Ahmad is class, way better than Anthony. Adam, time, Graham out, Sim. Graham's the best banter in the world, guys. So don't worry about our Graham. He knows his stuff. And he knows that we always have a proper football conversation. In fact, Graham is exactly what FUTV is all about. Because he can take it and he can give it. And that's what it is. No one goes off crying on this channel because we give everybody the chance to speak. And we like a little bit of banter and nothing over the top. The Muppet Show says 100% new contract, but the wages should still be under 300k. No more wages over 300k. The madness needs to stop. Once Rashford, Sancho and Casemiro go, that's the end of it. To be honest, mate, I wouldn't even be offering Bruno more than 250. I'd say right now with this new structure, at the age you are, you need to be accepting the same terms. 500 likes, well, we're live, guys. Smashed it. Well done, everybody. What do you guys think to that? Like Bruno getting the same money he's on now, but getting an extension. Would you be happy with that? I think he'd be open to accepting something like that. He knows where he's at. No one going to their early 30s gets more money. United cannot do that. We never did that before. And when we started doing it, that's when we started to fall. And that's when things started to go wrong. So I look at it and I go, if Bruno wants a new contract, happy to give him the extension, but on the same terms, no more. And maybe give him a little bit more than Mason Mount. Maybe go 260 because it's still criminal, I think, that Mount's on as much money as Bruno Fernandes is. Thank you, Myrto. I honestly, it will always confuse me and baffle me how you can bring in a player that isn't going to play every week, actually get more money than the captain and their best performer at the football club. I don't know. 250k with decent performance bonus is fair, Liam. I think Bruno would always hit his performance bonuses, wouldn't he, numbers wise. I think any performance, I've said this before, any performance bonus for any player should come after the team hits a certain performance level. So if the player's got a certain amount of goals to hit, a certain amount of assists, a certain amount of appearances, it only kicks in if the team hit their season goal. That's how I would run it anyway. I would run it like, if we get Champions League, then the bonus system's open. Everyone's personal bonuses that's in their contracts comes into play. That's how I would work it. I think that's sensible. And I don't know if United can do that. I don't know if any of the players' contracts have got anything like this. Right now, we do know that the players are losing money because we didn't make the Champions League. So let's look at that being a positive this time, that the wage bill has gone down because we did. No, it's not a positive actually because we're out of the Champions League. I don't even know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, I look at it and I'll go, yeah, give the players incentives, but let's not go over the top. And let's make sure that the team's incentives are bigger than the players. And then everyone gets a piece of the pie, you could say. If you give Bruno a goal bonus, he'll be spamming shots from everywhere, which is why I said the team bonus had to come in first. Makes the player think that there's a better option. Like, it's pointless looking at personal targets when the team isn't performing, because personal targets mean jack shit if the team doesn't hit theirs. So priority number one is let's get the best for the team, and then let's see what we can do. Just shut it down. Make it clear. It's the only way. Shut it down, Graham. Shut it down. The only way we're going to get it is if there is a team incentive. If you know, you know. Sorry, go back and watch one of the older videos with Graham. It was the Coventry at Wembley one, actually. Shut it down. But yes, perfect way to finish up the show there, actually. Epic, guys, again. Over 500 votes, we had over 1,000 in the room with us. Well on a break, filming the way we are. Really appreciate you guys sticking around and actually being involved in the shows. The shows are nothing without you guys. So if you are tuning in and wondering why everyone is so happy in the chat and getting on, that's because FUTV is a full football community. It's not just United fans in here either. It's just people just like talking football. So get involved, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you get your comments in below. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you think regarding Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, MAZRAOUI. Why are we paying so much? What do you think? But more importantly, I want them Bruno comments in below. Guys, that's it. Thank you, everybody. Epic as always. I will see you tomorrow. I'll let you know what the content is because it's our last day here tomorrow. So the content may change up a little bit. Appreciate all the new members, all the super chats, everyone who contributed in the comment section. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great evening, guys. Enjoy the nice weather while it's here. 35 degrees here. It's mental, honestly.